Hey guys, it's Colleen Gallagher here, and I am so excited because we are here for episode 63 of the Colleen Gallagher podcast. Like, what is happening? And then for those of you on the video, I have my little space like earbuds on today, so I look like the little alien that I feel like I am. This is kind of a spontaneous podcast. I actually had scheduled to do a podcast, a conversation with someone, and unfortunately we had to reschedule. And then I was like, well, I still showed up and I still want to do a podcast and I still want to really add some value. So here I am doing the thing, kind of adapting as we go. And I guess I didn't really have a big intention. Well, I do have an intention for this podcast, or this episode, but it kind of just came to me. I wanted to create this because one, I showed up and I was super excited. You guys know I love my podcast. It's like my baby. I feel like I just take so much pride in all the effort and the frequency and the conversations and the inner thoughts that I share with you guys here. And I love hearing like how much it's impacted you guys and influenced you guys and gets you guys thinking in a different way. It literally just opens me up into just so much bliss, so much happiness, so much like, oh my God, it's all possible. Like everything is all really possible. And so today I kind of had an intention that I wanted to go through is just my life, I guess the past kind of week and a half. It was kind of a crazy, sporadic things that have happened. And I want to talk about the brand new launch of the Luxury Healer Inner Circle, which is so exciting. Like I have a new membership, a new inner circle, a new like way to interact with me. And I'm super, super pumped about it. So what I wanted to go into or segue into with that is that I think a lot of times, and as I'm talking to people like as healers or as people who want to do good in this world, we think that we can't do good and we can't make money. Like we, for some reason, have put like those two things are like polar opposites. Like we can only do good if we're doing a nonprofit or if we're helping someone, we shouldn't be charging money. But when you think about inherently everything you buy, right? When you buy a mouse, like for your computer, when you use a pen, right? Like these are all things that you needed, like someone needed them. Like you're helping me write, you're helping me move my mouse around, you're helping me feel confident and be more efficient in what I'm doing. Like these are all like things that are helping me and people are making money from it. And for whatever reason, as healers, like when we actually heal people's lives or we actually change people's lives, we think that we're not meant to charge money for it, which is absolutely just crazy because you would never imagine to go to a doctor's office and not pay the doctor. Like it just doesn't make any sense at all. And so I wanted to go into this mindset because I was actually at a friend's birthday a week ago, exactly, maybe, no, a little bit more than a week ago. So 8 days ago. Wow, that's the number 8. Wild that this is happening. And I kind of became aware of how often we suppress the truth of who we are. Like, or we like overcompensate for what we think is wrong with the world. And we go like, people are this, or people are that, or people say so much of this. When I was noticing this at this party, like people were constantly putting their power outside themselves and saying like, the world is so much of this, the world is so much of that. I was becoming aware that we often so quickly have the habit to look outside that the world is outside of us is wrong instead of looking at why are we perceiving that in this reality? Why are we perceiving at this internal reality that something is wrong, something is not right? Like what's actually going on? Well, I'm sorry, there's so much information coming through on this right now. Okay, and the other thing I noticed, that was more of a man's perspective. Women are very clingy. We're clinging to people, or we're clinging to things like in hopes that it's going to solve a void that we're feeling on the inside. And I was at this party and I was kind of noticing these different things. And I also would notice like how quickly people were asking for validation. And I just found it really interesting. Like I just found it like this whole experience of people wanting validation or needing validation or putting power outside themselves. And it's funny because I think often as healers, we feel like we have to prove ourselves. We feel like we have to prove our worth. We have to like prove that we know things about the world, that we have to prove like we don't have these traumas that we've gone through. But in reality, like when you're a luxury healer, when you are just who you are, there's nothing to prove and everything to express. There's nothing to do and everything to be. There's nothing to go and hustle for. It's everything to attract. Like it was just really interesting at this party because it was a lot of healers or people that are kind of in the healing space. And there's some people that weren't, but it was interesting to see, like, I saw the duality of why this road of helping people and making money from it, people shy away from, because inherently you have so much programming inside of you done, thinking that if I do this, or if I help someone, it has to be for free, or I can't expect something in return, or I can't make a business out of it. And it's just so sad because there's so many incredible modalities and so many incredible healing ways to help people see another perspective. There's so many ways to create community. There's so many ways like this podcast to allow you to step into a community without me physically being here, for you to tune in and receive a frequency, for you to see another way of reality. And if I was carrying this as all me all the time, that I had to go out into the world and I had to meet all the people and I had to do all the things, like if I had to do that, it would be like a really, really, really different world. I would always feel like I'm like stretching to go somewhere, stretching to be somewhere, like needing to do something. And that's not what a healer or a doctor is. Like a doctor doesn't go out and like prove that they're a doctor. Like they're just a doctor because they're a doctor. You're just a healer because you're a healer, because you have a knowing and you've done the work in your life experiences. Your soul contract put you here to know the modalities that you're meant to do to give people an alternative way of experiencing life. And I guess I just feel like the last week of my life, I've really been observing this whole reality of people feeling like as a healer, you have to prove something, or that you can't make a business, or that you can't talk about it, or that people are going to shun you, or people aren't going to understand. But those are really all stories in your head where you're allowing yourself to be a victim. You're allowing yourself to be alone. You're allowing yourself to not be understood instead of actually giving people the opportunity to meet you. Trying to think there's anything else I wanted to say. There's so much information really coming right now. No, I think that's it. I think I wanted to leave it short and sweet of just like, if you're a healer, if you know you're meant to be a healer, you don't need validation. You just are because you are, and you're meant to create a business and you're meant to be able to help people and receive money from it. And by you not helping people and receiving money from it, you're actually doing yourself as a service, and you're doing the gifts that you have a disservice. So anyway, with that, definitely get inside my luxury healer inner circle. We have 2 calls a month. So one's going to be a sound healing meditation. Episode 55 is a great one. And I have another one on the podcast as well. Or you can go to my YouTube, and I have plenty of them, but these will be like the next level, next level, the next level. And the second thing that we have is a live Q&A with me to ask me anything about digital marketing, cosmic updates, channeling, like creating offerings, creating products, all the things. And then you also get a copy of my Expanded Liberation magazine, which is the most incredible thing in the world. And then you have an opportunity to do VIP with me, where you get 24/7 access to me, to mentor you and guide you through your energetic expansions and upgrades as we go. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the most of what I wanted to say. I think in life, we often have meetings or we have things, and sometimes we still show up and other people don't show up. And it doesn't mean that we can create by ourselves. We can still do the thing. We can still follow through. And sometimes it means adapting. It doesn't look like what we thought it was going to look, but there's always opportunity for you to follow through. There's always opportunity for you to create. There's always opportunity for you to create activity in your life that's going to move you closer to your goals. And I know by me doing this podcast right now, right? I'm doing this episode, even though it was supposed to be a conversation, sharing the message I have to share about healers and being a luxury healer versus being a broke healer. And then I'm giving you an opportunity to get inside. Plus then I shared a sponsorship. So that's one way of income. The second thing that I'm sharing income is for you to get involved in your own podcast and sponsorship. So that's an affiliate link. The third thing that I'm sharing is to get involved in my luxury healer inner circle, so that I can help you actually become a luxury healer and create a business and create a lifestyle that you love, which is my own membership. And then all of this, I'm impacting people while having all the fun. And this will be here forever. Like this isn't going anywhere. It's going to be here forever. And how amazing is that? So I love you so much. Enjoy. Have an amazing moment in time. And I think that's it. I think that's all. I think that's what I wanted to share. I love you. Make sure to leave a review, share this with your friends, and make sure to definitely enroll in my luxury healer inner circle. I love you so much.